Welcome to No Hype Review's review of the most bland game I've played in a while. To begin with, this game is very good looking. I think even through the compression and standard def source you can see the attention the developers put into the presentation. Animations are fluid and clothing seem to have a measure of weight. In this game, you play as Dante and Nero, a pair of demon-hunting badasses. However, they're not above vandalizing graveyards. This game's currency, demon blood, is hidden in various objects around the world, and part of your score is based on how many you find. Another way to get orbs is through secret missions. Does this area look familiar? Get used to it, because you're going to play through each level twice, not counting the secret missions. These missions have objectives like kill X number of baddies in Y amount of time, or juggle a baddie 5 times without touching the ground. If you play them through as you progress through the game, they're essentially skill checks, though they are challenging enough that you might have to play them a few times through. This boss is one of my favorite in the game. He's a giant bullfrog with 2 neon bisexual humanoids hanging from his head to lure male warriors into his gullet. I could totally imagine a monster like this in hell, so it works for me. In this shot, you'll notice his skin actually looks wet. This is some of the attention to detail I was talking about earlier. The quality aesthetics really help this game be playable. My praise for the bosses aside, you're going to have to fight them 3 times in the game. Their tactics never seem to change enough to matter, although yours do when you switch between characters. I've played through the game before recording the levels, so I'm slightly more powerful than most people would be at this point. This game does have a sense of humor.
You're all satisfied. You are set free.
But many of the cutscenes and story feel childish. I'm going to give my summary of the game over the scantily clad would-be sex object to soften the blow to fanboys. You've played this game before. Sure, there are some slight variations to weapon and character skins, but it's still about solving silly Capcom puzzles in a very linear fashion. Reusing environments is tired, and it feels like a cheap way to extend a game that comes out short anyway. That's right, most people will finish this game in about 15 hours, and many will finish in about 10. For that reason, I'm going to suggest most people skip it, but if you have a free weekend coming up, it is worth a rental. If other action-adventure games like Castlevania or the previous Devil May Cry's work for you, go ahead and pick it up. It's technically solid and visually appealing. This game has a lot to love if you've already got a crush on it. Thanks for watching No Hype Reviews. Check our website at nohypereviews.com. And yes, it took me 10 tries to say he's a giant bullfrog with 2 neon bisexual humanoids hanging from his head as straight as I did.